What's going on, world? DS1 Ross, and we back here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Shout out to everybody who support the platform. Much love, much love. Salute to everybody in the building. If you can hear me, and if you are here, please put a number one in the chat. Please put a number one in the chat. Let me know if y'all can hear me clearly. Let me know if y'all can hear me clearly before we get into today's show. Let me know if y'all can hear me clearly, family. Shout out to everybody in the building. Great, great, great. Y'all can hear me. Y'all can hear me. Shout out to everybody. Salute to everybody that's in the building. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all share today's show. Hit the like button and share today's show. Hit the like button and share today's show. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. Of course, welcome back to Sheep Stay Sleep TV. I'm your host, DS1 Ross. Of course, I appreciate all the love and the support. Let's see who's up in the building. But before we give some shout outs, of course, we have to shout out our lovely sponsor, Alpha Juice Co. Fellas, if you would like to know what are these lovely drinks I'll be drinking on the shows now, you can get any flavor. Go click that link down in the description box. Click that link, and at your checkout, use the promo code DS1Ross, and you could get some of this. Shout out to y'all, man. Salute to everybody in the building. Hope everybody enjoyed their weekend. We're going to get into it today. We're going to get into it. Because as y'all know, we're in holiday season. We're in holiday season. And as I spoke about on Friday's show, I spoke on what goes on with black men during the holiday season. You know. And today, we're going to continue that conversation, but we're just going to go in another direction. So, if you missed Friday's show, make sure you go and check it out. Shout out to everybody in the building. Let's see who's in the building. Let's give some shout outs before we start today's show. But make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all share the show. Share it on your community tabs, your Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Discord servers, anywhere that you share content. Make sure you share this show. We're going to get into it today. We are going to get into it today. Yes, we are. Shout out to Miss Queena in the building. I appreciate you always coming through and holding down the chat. Shout out to Miss Queena. Van on the check-in. Salute, my brother. What's good, Auntie? Salute, Van. Shout out to my brother, Sonny Boxing Talk on the check-in. Salute, my brother. Peace to you. Hey, Miss Raven. Good to see you, love, as always. Shout out to Miss Raven on the check-in. Shout out to my man, Third Ward. What's good? What's good, my brother? I ain't see you in a minute. Shout out to Suavemente on the check-in, man. Salute to you. See who else up in the building. Shout out to my brother, Mr. Sutton. Salute, my brother. Salute. Shout out to Ms. Zahara on the check-in. Good to see you. Good to see you, Ms. Zahara. Shout out to you, family. Shout out to my fam, Batsu, Red Dragon in the building. Salute, family. Sage the Lotus. What's good, Sage? Darryl Richardson. Salute. What's good, Mark? What's good, Mark? Yes, sir. NYC in the building. You already know. Hey, M. Mills. Good to see you. We're going to get into it today, man. What's good, Juan? Shout out to Juan G's on the check-in. What's good? Shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to everybody. Y'all see today's show. This is why dad should be at home. Oh, yeah, we're going to talk about this today. Welfare and fatherlessness, part 1. We're going to talk about this today. See, because We like to say that our community has a fatherless issue. What's up, ES? Right? But we never talk about how they use the media to fashion how great it was to be a single mom and how empowering it was to be independent and to not need a man and all of this type of stuff. See, because they always say when a woman says she don't need a man, it's because she never met one. See, because any woman that been with a man, she knows that she needs that in her life. Hey, Miss Angie. Shout out to you, Miss Angie, always coming through, holding down the chat. Shout out to Miss Angie on the check-in. But as I said, any woman who's been with a man knows that she needs a man. You see, so all of that, oh, I don't need no man shit, those are women who never been with men. Because any woman that has been with a man wants that feeling, and she don't want that feeling to go away. You see, if she can handle it, if she understands it. You see? So we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about this today. And of course, I got a video to share with you guys. But we got to talk about this because if you look at the fatherless homes, pay attention to the energy when dad is not around. I'm not talking about any old nigga being around. I'm talking about dad. The ones that they know, the man that they know. Holidays are no longer the same when dad is not around. You see? Holidays change. The way you feel about holidays change because dad is not around. You see? See, just like it's extremely important to give reverence to the person who had the child, you also supposed to give reverence to the person who helped create it. You see? See, because that little boy or that little girl won't exist without me or you. See, and this is the shit, or this is the conversation that black men and women really need to be having. Not this silly old, I want to blame you to look good on social media shit. See, because at the end of the day, it's about these children overall. It's about the next generation overall. You see, that's what this shit is really about. Melanin in mind, salute. That's what this is really about. It's really not about me and you and how me and you could just stay together forever. No, it's bigger than that. It's about them kids. It's about them children and them growing up around the people who are supposed to be there to help them develop. You see? We're going to talk about this today, man. Make sure y'all hit the like button and share the show. Heels in. Salute, family. Salute, salute. Appreciate it. Appreciate the super chat. Shout out to King Ra. Boot camp. Salute. You said you was just watching one of my old videos? You see? That's what this is really about. So when we're talking about welfare, right? Let's get the definition of welfare. Let's go ahead and get the definition of welfare. Get the definition of it. What is the definition of welfare? Welfare, right? The definition of welfare is the state of doing well, especially in respect to good fortune, happiness, well-being, or prosperity. Aid in the form of money or necessities for those in need. An agency or program through which such aid is distributed. This is what welfare is. So when we're talking about the welfare of our children, right? We're not just talking about money. You see? We're not just talking about money. What's good, Pastor? Because we just read the definition of what welfare is. It is to aid a person who's in need. You don't just need money, especially a child. To maintain a child, you need money. You don't need money to raise a child. You see? And this is where this shit gets screwed up. And this is where the black family got screwed up. Because we don't understand what welfare is. We think welfare is just you getting some money and them helping you with your rent and shit like that. No. Welfare, right, is also caring. See, this is why when y'all decide to exchange your man for welfare, for the program, instead of you accepting the program that this man brings, because you're going to be under somebody's program. It's called welfare. So you're under somebody's program. Except under their program, they don't care about your kids. They don't care if your kids are smart, if they're on certain grade levels, if they don't care about the development of our children. You see? And this is why dad have to be at home. You see? See, because a lot of these women done got used to welfare in the form of money. This is why black boys are lacking in educational support, because you're not focused on his education. You're focused on if he has Jordans to wear to school. You're focused on how cute he is and what type of snacks he like to eat. You're not focused on his education. You see, because single mothers don't have the time to focus on the development of their children. You see this? And all of this comes from where? Dad not being around. Dad not being around. Not just any old dude, but dad. You see? And we got to understand that this is why the Black community as a whole is at the bottom. This is why. It is because we don't want to understand that it's no longer about us. Me being a dad is not about me being at home with you every day. It's about me being there for my children. That's what this shit is about. It's not about me and you. Because if you want me to be frank, fuck you. And you can say the same about me. Fuck me. But it's about them. It's about them. And therein lies the problem. Therein lies the problem, because now you are willing, this is what most single mothers do. They're willing to sacrifice the welfare of the children. They're willing to sacrifice the welfare of their children so they can be happy. This is what this is about. Shout out to everybody in the building. We're going to talk about this today. We're going to talk about this. Because see, a lot of these single mothers be wondering why their children don't love them. I could tell you why. Because dad ain't around. And you never told them why dad wasn't around. Or you lied to him on why dad wasn't around. That's why he don't love you. That's why no matter how much you spoil him, no matter how much you do for him, he don't love you. Because you don't really care the way dad does. You see? See, you worried about mama gotta have a life too. You're more focused on that than the welfare of these children. This is why it's a detriment when there's fatherless homes. This is what happens. Not no raggedy nigga who just come in after another nigga done built something. We're not talking about that. We're not talking about a raggedy nigga who moved in on some shit that another nigga already done built. We're not talking about that. We're not talking about that. See, when dad is around, the energy is different. People feel safe when dad around. You know, the children don't have to protect themselves. You know, the sons don't have to protect their mother. You see? You ain't got to walk around like you the goddamn police and you 15 years old when your little ass should be in a bed getting ready for school. But see, you would if dad was around. See, when dad is around, everyone sleeps good at night. Nobody's scared when dad around. See, when dad is around, no one feels like someone's gonna come in here You see? Because men provide what? Welfare in the form of what? The 4 P's. You see? So welfare is just not the provisions, the tangible provisions. No. Welfare is also protection. Welfare is also problem solving. That's welfare too. See, because those children need that as well. Let's go back to the definition of welfare, because a lot of y'all think welfare is just a fucking food stamp card. Y'all think welfare is just Section 8 and a WIC check. No, let's get the definition of it. Because, see, this is why y'all single mothers be still miserable with all the money that you get. With all the free goddamn money, you're still miserable and your children are still underdeveloped. You know why? Because you don't understand the full spectrum of what welfare is, young lady. You don't understand what welfare is. You think welfare is just some nigga paying some bills. That's what you think welfare is. That's what you think welfare is. So let's get the definition. The state of doing well, especially in respect to good fortune, happiness, well-being. See, welfare, well-being. What are the state of the people in that house? The welfare, the well-being, the development. Huh? Or prosperity. Aid in the form of money, or let's pay attention to words. See, and I'm doing this not to talk to anybody like, like something's wrong with them. But a lot of times, a lot of us, when we get older, we become so egotistical that we forget what we're looking at. What's up, let's Troll? What's up, let's see? Right? So this is why when I read stuff, this is why I read it the way that I do. So y'all don't miss certain things. Welfare, aid in the form of money or necessities for those in need. Or, meaning it's not just money. It's not just your food stamp card. It's not just your Medicaid card. It's not just that. If you're hungry, you could go swipe you a cheeseburger. Okay? Or, okay? Understand this. So, children also needs protection. See, that's welfare as well. They need attention. They need love. They need care. See, that's welfare as well. But see, y'all don't get that when dad not in the house. See, you don't get that. See, the children don't get that. They may get it from you, but they need it from dad as well. See, the money, the WIC, and all of that shit, stop thinking that replaces dad. Okay? Dad is not an acronym for dick and debit. Let me repeat that so y'all can hear me. Dad is not an acronym for dick and debit. Okay? So when you're talking about welfare and a man providing for the children, it is not him being in the house fucking you all day and making sure you ain't got to pay for shit. The acronym for dad is not dick and debit. Okay? See, this is why y'all are lonely. And the household is full of depression and sorrow. Because y'all think dad is dick and debit. Forgetting that dad is the problem solver. Dad is the key to all of this shit. Dad is the one who keeps mom off of my ass. See, we forget about all of this. You see? But we deal with the effects of it every day. Every day. We deal with the effects of it. You see? Because y'all been treating men like dicks and debit cards, and what that has gotten you? But misery. That's gotten you nothing but misery. And guess what else it has done? It has left your child underdeveloped. It has left your child with certain levels of trauma that they have to grow up and fix because of your perspective. You see that? You see that? See how you can hurt these children and don't even know it? Because you won't get out your way? Because you always looking to find an easy way out of a situation that you created? That's a fucked up situation? And instead of you working with the person to fix it, you want to bail, you want to run. You see this? You see? And who's left to suffer with all of this? Who's left to suffer with all of this? The children. These children. What's up, Bucket? You see? That's who's left to suffer with all of this. The children. You see? You see? And see, no matter what. See, and this is why I said dad is not an acronym for dick and debit. See, because even after you stop giving up dick, when the holiday times come, they want to know what you got. So if she can't swipe your dick no more, she gonna swipe that card. You see? But then, after they get their Christmas gifts, but they don't get to spend Christmas with dad, you think that don't matter to them? You think the gifts are more important than the person who gave them to them? That's what you think? See, because y'all don't understand the full spectrum of what wealth is. What's good, Big Facts? What's good? Hills in. Salute, family. I appreciate the double up. He said definitely on point again. Yes, sir. Appreciate you. What's good, Zion? Zion says peace to the chat and salute, DS1. Salute. What's up, Bronze Dip? Good to see you. Frankie Reed. What's up, Frankie Reed? Frankie Reed says, really, these be men are walking away. Way too many be fatherless homes to put this on on black women. These black men are walking away. Yeah, they are black men are walking away. There are. They are black women. They are black men who are walking away. But we're not talking about those men. See? We're not talking about those men. We talking about the women who have made decisions and made conscious efforts to look at a guy and to say, well, he's going to be my free pass through life, and how this affects the child. You see, this is what we're talking about. We're not talking about the black men who don't want to be fathers. See, they don't count. And we need to stop bringing that up in conversations. Stop bringing up irrelevant bullshit. You see? We're not talking about the black men who don't want to be fathers. Because the black men who don't want to be fathers, that has nothing to do with the fatherlessness issue. Because you can't make a nigga want to be a father. So they don't count. You see? This we're talking about a systematic issue. You see, where they've used propaganda to convince black women that it's better to be a single mother. It's better to have that level of control. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. And how that affects the development of the children. This has nothing to do with stoning black women. I got plenty of black women in the chat room. Do not come in my chat room with that dumb shit. Okay? If you want to kiss the tampons or these thoughts, then you do so. But don't come in here with that shit. OG Sonny Blanco, salute. We're not doing that. Yeah, it's plenty of dads that chose not to be around. Just like there's plenty of women who decided to discard good men because they don't want to have good men around. Because they want to control and be known as the leader of the relationship. See, we're not talking about deadbeat niggas. You see? Because the deadbeat dad issue is not the biggest problem with fatherless homes. That's not the problem. The fatherlessness issue has nothing to do with niggas being deadbeats. Number one. Number two, black men are the best dads. That's already solidified. Statistically, we're the best dads. We're the best stepdads. So we're not going to go there. You see? We're talking about how this stuff affects the children. What's up, Miss Brooklyn? How this stuff affects the children. You're wondering why our black boys are the way that they are when they become men. It is because they're not awarded the opportunity. They're robbed of the opportunity, and a lot of their mothers robbed them of the opportunity of interfacing with real men. She rather let him interface with pussies and jive turkeys. You see? This is why we have an effeminate problem with black men. Why do you think there's so much impulsive behaviors going on in the street with black men? Why? Because those are the same little boys that you didn't let get jacked up by no men when they were young. That's why they run in the street shooting everybody. Because he couldn't get punched in his chest because he's a little boy. Oh, don't hit him. But then he grow up and catch a murder charge at 15. Because he can't control his emotions. Because every time he get angry, he starts wanting to throw shit, and there was nobody there to correct that. So now he goes out in the world, and every time he gets upset, he goes get his gun and shoot people. Which goes back to what? This is why dad should be at home. Because when he start all that, he need a man there to pipe that down. You see that? When all that, and he want to act tough and get all irate and all that, dad's supposed to be there to pipe that down. You know why? Because he'll go out in the street and lose his life. You see how this works? See? When he start feeling like mommy ain't giving him enough, he go out in the street and start selling crack. Why? Because ain't no man there to say, hey, what you doing? What you trying to do? Or there's a man there where there's already chores. You got chores to do. You got to keep your room clean. You got to clean the bathroom. This how you get your little money to buy games and all that type of shit. Daddy establishes that. Dad. See that? You wonder why these boys don't know shit. Boy don't know how to iron a pair of pants. Don't know how to iron a shirt. Don't know how to do nothing. Don't know how to use a washing machine. Don't know how to do shit. You know why? Because there was no incentive by a man for him to know anything. See, most of you niggas are bitch-based. We're going to get into it today. Hit the like button. Y'all are bitch-based. Yeah, I said it. You won't know shit if it wasn't for a woman. You wouldn't know nothing. Nothing. You wouldn't know shit. And half of y'all don't. This is why most of y'all need women. Y'all need women because you can't wash your clothes. You can't iron your clothes. See, we ain't talking about having somewhere to live. Because y'all women will move a raccoon in your house. So we ain't talking about that. We talking about niggas being incompetent. How do you think this is happening? Because a man is going to say, yo, get up and clean this room. You got to clean your room. You got to keep your stuff clean. You got to wash your ass. Because a man should be clean. Not because you might have sex. First, it's because you a man and you should be clean. Second, is because you might get some head. But you got a bunch of cheesy dick grown men running around here. Why? Why? Dirty sock Charlie. Why? Nigga don't bathe every day. Why? And I hear y'all women say this shit. Why do you think this happens? Because dad not home. See, dad's supposed to teach you how to wash your dick and your balls and your ass. You a boy, not your mama. Your mama ain't got balls and a dick. She don't know. And at a certain age, your mama shouldn't be bathing you anyway. That's weird. But see, this is why dad should be at home. Because we talk about the welfare of our children. We talk about the welfare of them, right? Grateful to the Most High. Salute. He says, dad brings the order to the counterbalance mom's chaos. Facts. Facts. Shout out to Grateful to the Most High. Salute. Come on. Come on. That's why dad should be at home. Not no weird nigga, but dad. Not no Johnny come lately nigga, but dad. You know, the one that raised you. It don't got to be the one that birthed you, but the one that raised you. See that? See, because you got to be raised into a man. You're not born into becoming one. You got to be raised into that. You see that? So this is why dad got to be around. And a lot of the shit that y'all see going on with men is because dad wasn't around. That's why that nigga don't brush his teeth every day. That's why. You see? See, because while mommy's in the room paying attention to her boyfriend, she not recognizing that you ain't brushed your teeth in 4 days. Because she worrying about dick and debit. So she don't realize you've been running around the house all weekend musty. She don't realize that. See, this is why dad got to be in the house. Because when dad walk in the room and smell hot ass and corn chips, he gonna make y'all get in the shower right now. Put those goddamn controllers down and go get in the shower. It stinks in here. Mommy's in a room with her door closed, worrying about that dirty nigga. That's what mommy's doing. Mommy's not worried about, I had a cavity in my mouth for the past 6 months. You see this? We're going to talk about this. The welfare. Because welfare ain't just money. It is the well-being of those children. That's what we need to be talking about. What's up, Alexis? This is what we need to be talking about. The well-being of those children. Don't tell me about no fucking money and your kid walking around with eye boogers. Okay? Don't tell me about no money. And they got coal all around their goddamn mouth. Their goddamn nose can't stop running. We talk about the welfare of these goddamn children. Because this is why these children are out of control today. Because nobody gave a fuck. Nobody cared. You know what they cared about? That food stamp card. They cared if you ate Lucky Charms or not. But you don't care if he could read on his fucking grade level, though. But he ate Lucky Charms this morning. Okay, how many pages did he read this morning? Yeah. Uh-huh. Did he practice writing today? Yeah. But he playing the game. Did you practice any timetable charts with him or any I'ma get to that. Oh, but I bet you that nigga that's in that room with you, I bet you his dick ain't go deprived. I bet that. I bet you his dick came today. But did that little boy or that little girl go over their timetables? But he busted. You made sure that nigga bust a nut, though. You made sure that nigga came, but you ain't made sure he read 8 pages a day. You ain't making sure of that. See? And then that's daddy's fault, too. Right? This is why dad should be at home. See, because that little dirty nigga, he don't care if them children know how to read. They ain't his. He don't give a fuck about them. He ain't raise them. He ain't invest nothing into them. He there for you. See, welfare. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about welfare. It's not just housing. It's not just food, clothing, and shelter. See, that's maintenance. That's maintenance. What is it to maintain a child, but for him to be raised on trauma? Let me say that again so y'all can hear me. What is it for a child to have food, clothing, and shelter to be maintained, but to be raised on trauma? Huh? Huh? Okay, he got a nice house, he got a nice car. Yeah, maintain. Good, great. He can have better Christmas gifts now. But the biggest Christmas gift he wants is his dad. You gonna get him that for Christmas? Huh? Oh, he don't need his dad. He just need what his dad buys him. Right? That's welfare. You know, money. Right? That's what welfare is to y'all. Y'all been convinced. Y'all been convinced that welfare is your food stamp card. And the fact that you got to pay $24 a month for rent. You have been convinced that that is welfare. That is called maintenance. Food, clothing, and shelter maintains a child. That does not raise a child. That does not make sure that a child is developed. Because you know niggas eating crack houses too. You know that, right? You know, I'm from Brooklyn where crackheads, they cook. You know, crackheads even cook on Thanksgiving in Brooklyn. Even the crackheads, they cook too, you know. They get food stamps, you know. When you look at all of these drill rappers today, where do they come from? Who do they come from? The ones that got murdered, where do they come from? Just look at them. The majority have come from what? Fatherless homes. You see? Once daddy's gone, mommy loses control. Why? Why he stopped listening? Because dad not around no more. Why you got to make him do stuff and argue with him now? Because you know why? Because dad is not around. Because he knows when dad is around, we have to listen to mom. You see? This is what happens when dad is around. Everyone is protected. You see? See, because if these children are not raised correctly, they'll turn on you. And what do you see these children doing? Turning on their mothers. Why do you think you're seeing this? These little boys spazzing out, killing their mothers. Why? Because you took my dad. You never let me see my dad no more. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about this. Welfare. What do these children really need? They don't just need to eat Captain Crunch. They shouldn't even really be eating that. But they don't just need food and clean sneakers and nice clothes to go to school and haircuts on the first day of school and Easter outfits. No. They need love from us. They need to know we love them. They need to feel the affection from men. See, you women have been robbed of this, so y'all rob y'all children of it. Your children's supposed to grow up and be better than you. So if you didn't get that shit from your father, don't rob your children of the opportunity. Don't do that. Because you not getting your way. It ain't about you no more. Once you push them out of your vagina, it is no longer about you, young lady. You are on the back burner. And any man who deals with you understand that the children come first, not you. See, when a man is around and there's a family structure, guess what? I'm going to tend to these children before I tend to you. Because these children are the future. Not you. Because you might wake up tomorrow and say, fuck me. Then what? But see, I'm always live in the heart of those children. See, you can't remove that by removing me. Can't do that. See, because then what you then admittingly do is you traumatize them. And then you tell them it's okay to be traumatized because mommy need to be happy. Mommy need a life too. Well, mommy should have figured that out before she fucking had y'all. Mommy should have figured that shit out a long time ago. Whether she wanted to trade her happiness for her children's life. Because once you become a parent, fuck your happiness. It's about them. If you still focused on you being happy, don't have no motherfucking children. Because what you're gonna do is you're gonna traumatize them. And then they're gonna grow up and have to raise themselves. And then you know what kind of mama you're gonna be? You're gonna be little Scrappy's mama. You're gonna be little Scrappy's mother. Making excuses for why you ain't shit. And why you never could reach your children. And why your children can never reach you. So where's the welfare in that? Huh? We talking about poverty. Poverty is just not economic. Why do you think poverty also relates to spirituality just as well as financial? You see? Our children are impoverished because they're not being raised correctly. Because somebody got to be selfish. Somebody got to, it's about me. I get what I want. You thought I was feeling you? I get what I want. You're a munch. I get what I want. Oh, I get what I want. I do what I want. I say what I want. And then your children grow up and hate you. Because it's all about what you want. I get what I want. I can do what I want. I can say what I want. And then your children grow up and say what they want to you because they had no respect for you because you never gave a fuck about them. And you think they're supposed to grow up and act like they don't know that you didn't. This will be killing me. Y'all be thinking that, he know I tried my best. You tried harder with that nigga. You tried harder with that nigga. What you talking about? You tried harder to impress that bum nigga than to be there for that boy. You try harder for a nigga to buy you a fucking ring than to be there for them boys, than to be there for them girls, than to be there for them children. Baby Boy. Remember that movie? Remember that movie? My mama gotta have a life too. And what was Jody doing? While mama had a life, while mama needed a life, he was out gangbanging, getting in the shit in the streets. His brother got killed in the streets because mama needed a life. Mommy needs a life too. See that? No. When you hear that, mommy need a life too, that means mommy want to be selfish and not be held accountable for what happens on her fucking watch. That's what that means. So you are actually putting the welfare of your children in jeopardy because you want to be happy. Where they do that at? Where they do that at? Tell me where they do that at. Okay. Junior Ali, salute, my brother. Salute. And Mills says, they are the most rude, disobedient, and disrespectful kids I've ever seen. Can't tell those bunch nothing. Of course not. And Mills says, mommy and daddy both need to stop thinking about themselves and raise their children. I'm sick of both of them not doing their job. Bingo. That sounds like the sentiments of a grandma. In Mills. Shout out to you, in Mills. That sounds like the sentiments of a loving grandma that's tired of taking sides. Bucket says that movie was so true, I could relate. Come on, man. Come on. Bronze Dip says the father provides order and structure. Kids run over the mother when there's no father. Bingo. Come on, man. Come on. Come on. Raven says, yup, there is a huge difference between maintenance of a child versus being raised into a decent and well-rounded human being. Thank you. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. But when we're talking about welfare, see, this is why I never talked about it when I was in the manosphere. This is why I never talked about the whole welfare shit. Because y'all want to keep it on some economical, oh, she went with the white man against the black man, and bruh, okay, cool. But welfare extends past the money, bro. It extends past the money. You see? See, because let me just go ahead and say this. See, some of these women, they don't want to be held accountable for having a man, right, who provides the 4 P's. You see? See, there's a part that the woman has to play when she's dealing with a man who deals with the welfare of their family. See, there's a part she has to play to him. See? And that role is usually corrupted with thinking that dad stands for dick and debit. See, if you look at your man as some good dick and a debit card, why y'all think y'all lonely now? Why you think you're lonely? Your children are growing up. They're not listening to you. You're getting disrespected. Why do you think you created this? You created this for yourself. And not only is it going to affect you, but it's really going to affect them children. Because all you think dad is a way for you to keep money in your pocket. Oh, I ain't got to spend my money. Call your daddy. I'm tired of spending my money. Call your father. So that's what he is. That's what he becomes. He becomes a cash app. You see? This is what's going on. And you know who's losing? You know who's underdeveloped? These same children that are dying in these inner cities like Chicago, like New York. These same kids that's dying from drill rap are disenfranchised children in these inner cities. These fatherless children. These fatherless homes. You see? See, black women found out a long fucking time ago that they couldn't do this shit by themselves. They found that out a long time ago. That the welfare you getting is in a form of monetary. You still ain't got no man. You see, this is why you don't have no direction with your money. This is why most single mothers, they still always poor, whether they work or whether they live off the system. Now we're going to get to the economics of the poverty part. Why? Because you women don't have no direction. So if you don't have no direction, you don't have any order on how you spend your money. So this is why, even with all the money that black women are making, the black household is still in poverty. They're still in poverty. You know why? Because there's no father there. Fathers or men provide direction. So if you're under this man's program, see, y'all are just on programs. Section 8, y'all are just on programs. See, you on a program, but you not on a program that your man put you on. This is why you're not successful. This is why you're still struggling. This is why you're still poor. This is why you're still depressed, even after going against your man. This is why. Because welfare, the welfare that they provide for you is just in the form of money. But then they know that a confused, broken woman will do what with her money? Blow it. So we're going to keep giving you this money. Just make sure that man in there. Just make sure that man ain't in there. Because when we find out a nigga in there, oh, we think there's some direction being created in here. And I'm not giving you my money if another man telling you what to do. See, that's all explained in the welfare package. When they filling out for the shit. Listen, you can get all of this shit. You just better make sure ain't no nigga in the house. Because either you going to listen to them or you going to listen to me. But see, they know that a broken woman without any masculine direction, she has no money. She's poor. She's poor. No matter how much money she make a year, you know what she gonna do? She gonna use her money and waste it. She gonna go on a bunch of trips. She gonna eat out all the time. She gonna become an alcoholic. She gonna be taking her money trying to save everybody else, trying to pay everybody else's bills. See, these men know that. So they know that the welfare you getting will be to no use. See? They understand this. All this woman gonna do is give us all that money back. See? This is why dad should be at home. Because when dad's at home, dad says, this is what we're going to do. You see? But there's always an excuse on why you just won't listen to dad. And this is what the children say when they get mad at mom. Why don't you just listen to dad? Dad was right the whole time. See? When you go against dad, we all lose. Y'all don't see this? When you go against dad, we all lose. Because if you depended on dad to help us stay up, why would we shit on dad? If dad is the anchor to all of this shit, why would you give dad all of these problems? See, this is what our children are growing up today and they're learning. Why do you think the generation of children are getting more and more reckless and disrespectful? And it's not with the fathers, it's with the mothers. Because remember, the fathers are not around, remember? Why do you think this is going on? Why? Why do y'all think this? What's good, Philip? Bucket says, remember the movie Claudine? Nah, I don't remember that movie, bro. Raven says, I'm sorry, but I'd rather be under my man's guidance than relying on an invisible one. Thank you. Because that's exactly what it is. Exactly. But this is what happens, man. And our children lose in the end. Because if you notice, these children, they're getting less and less for Christmas. You know why? Not because they're getting older, because shit is getting too expensive and single mother can't pay for it. Single mommy can't pay for it. See, if dad was in the house, for one, there's already a budget for Christmas. You see? See, what a lot of you women don't realize is you've been convinced to go against yourself. You've been convinced to go against yourself. And this is why you're in the predicament that you're in. You're your own worst enemy. You're your own worst enemy, man. And at the end of the day, when your children grow up, they're going to remind you. They're going to let you know. They're going to let you know. And I hope y'all ready to stand on this shit. Because this is why you see these children saying the shit that they're saying to these mothers. Because they're growing up and they're seeing it. It's not a lie. It's nobody convincing them. They're seeing it. They're learning and understanding just who you are as a person. And how your fucked up decision making fucked up their lives. And that's wrong. You see? You allowing someone else to convince you to go against yourself. You cannot be against your man and then want him to produce and then want him to provide. You cannot do that. That's not how it works. Because just like there's rules and guidelines that you have to follow to stay on Section 8, to stay on food stamps, to stay on WIC, there's motherfucking rules and guidelines to being with me. And if you don't want to follow them, you're going to be alone. Or just go find a bum nigga that ain't going to stand on shit. Go do that. But just like you going to follow what they tell you in that food stamp packet, but you got a problem with listening to dad, so you could show these kids that you'll listen to a welfare agency, you'll do what the fuck they'll tell you, but you won't show your kids that you'll listen to their dad. You don't see a problem with that? Do you know what you're showing your children? Fuck me and you. Do you know what you're showing them? See that? Do you know what they're seeing from you? Fuck what happens between me and you. We ain't gotta be together no more. Cool. But what they see you do after is on you. Has nothing to do with me. You see that? See, dads, not niggas who just have kids, but dads. See, to be a dad is an action word. To be a dad, right? Dad is going to make sure everything's okay. See, mom is going to make sure she's okay. That's what mommy's going to do. Mommy's going to fix the situation so she can do what the fuck she wants. Dad is going to make sure everything's safe and secure for everyone. See the difference? You see the difference? Then you wonder why our children are growing up dealing with levels of abandonment. Dad not there. Dad. You see that? See, mom is going to do everything so she's comfortable. She don't have to do too much. It's not a lot of noise. That's because that's just how women are. See how men are, how dad shows up. Dad's going to make sure everybody's okay. See? And more importantly, dad is more concerned with the children than anybody else. You see? You see? And real women understand that. Real women understand that the children come before her. That when I go out and work, if we have kids, I work for them before I work for your ass. Because guess what? You could wake up tomorrow and go find another nigga to work for you. So I don't work for you. We got kids. I work for them. I don't work for you. See, a lot of women, they can't deal with that. They can't deal with real men. See, because when you're dealing with a real man, he care about everybody. He don't just care about you and that little dirty Diana between your legs. See, a man cares about everybody, not just you, and tending to your little needs and wants and your little cries and aches. It's bigger than you. We're going to make sure you okay. But this is not about you. Okay? It's not about making sure you happy and you always smiling. No. Grow up. That's little girl shit. Grow up. Deal with your little girl issues. Just like y'all want us to deal with our mommy issues, y'all deal with that shit. Because ain't nobody gonna be sitting here playing shame, shame, shame. That's your daddy job. I ain't gonna sit here, Miss Mary, Matt, all dressed in black, black, black. No, we're not playing numbers. We're not doing that. You a mother. I don't want to go to Mexico no more. Sit your ass down somewhere and grow up. You want a nigga to be a whole man, but you want him in there playing shame, shame, shame. You in there playing goldfish and shit. Then you wonder why these kids grow up underdeveloped. Because your ass ain't grown up yet. You still like a hot-ass teenage girl. You want to lay up and fuck all day. You 40 fucking years old. That's what you want to do? You supposed to have done that at 18, 19. But a nigga got to be a whole man out here. A whole grown man. He got to have his feelings in order. He got to have his money in order. He got to have his mind in order. He got to have his body in order. While you just use it all. Dick and debit. Then you wonder why these children are where they are and feel the way they feel. You wonder why? Because they're not being taken care of. They're not being looked out for. Thanks, Queena. Appreciate you for the super sticker, love. Shout out to you. Shout out to my man, Bucket. He said I had to donate to this stream. Keep cooking. Salute, Bucket. Yeah, that little dirty Diana. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Come on. Come on. What are we doing? This is why dad should be at home. How was the holiday season complete without dad? Huh? How is the holiday season complete without dad? How was the household, how was the cipher complete without dad? You want to know that empty void in you, young lady? That's your daddy. That's that empty void. Dad. That you go and look for men to try to fill. And any traits of your dad in that man, you rebel and repel. Because you never really got a chance to know your dad. So now don't do that to that little boy. Don't do that to that little girl. Don't do to your kids what happened to you. Because then guess what that makes you? A piece of shit. A piece of shit. If you can stop it, stop it. That's your job as a parent, to stop it from happening to them. So if you grew up feeling abandoned by your dad, why would you then put your child in a situation where they feel abandoned by theirs? Huh? Oh, because y'all not together no more? Oh, because you don't like how he talked to you? Fuck you. It's about that baby. It's about that baby. It's been over between us. You know that. It's about the baby, not you. See, because that's what men do. Men don't abort the mission, right? A man not going to say, oh, well, because I'm not fucking his mother no more, I'm not going to be a dad. See, that's a pussy. And a lot of y'all women that had babies by pussies. And you had babies by these pussies because you controlled them with your pussy. See, a real man, you can't move him with that. Pussy don't move mountains. It don't. It don't. Stop thinking that shit. That's why you're running around here on welfare. Because you think your pussy reigns supreme. And it don't. It's about your character, who you are. That's what grants you a wedding ring. You see? See what happens? This is why dad is supposed to be home. Because dad could come in and clear up a lot of bullshit. But see, when mom don't want dad around, it's because she's hiding the bullshit. And then these children grow up traumatized and fucked up and got to sift through bullshit in their minds that they didn't even create. Now, this boy got identity issues because he saw his mother talk shit and badger his father. So that gives him a low sense of self-worth. And then you got women out here saying how these men lack confidence. How do you think this happens? How do you think this happens? Because he watches daddy be with his mother in a family setting and watch his mother literally just disrespect him. Literally don't listen to him and go against him. See, y'all women think these kids not watching that shit? You think they're not picking up on that? You think that doesn't affect them? And then you wondering why your son growing up and he's smacking the shit out of women as soon as they say something they don't like. Soon as they say something he don't like, he going up top. You know why? Because he watched you constantly disrespect and demoralize his dad. He listened to how you talked about his dad behind his back to other men, to other women in your family. He watched that shit. He heard you. You thought he didn't? You thought he wasn't at the door listening? Huh? Oh, you thought he wasn't at the door listening? He already got used to hearing his dad fucking you. Now he got to get used to some strange nigga fucking you. You think that don't affect that little boy? You think that don't affect that little girl? No, because mommy need a life too, right? Then when your son grow up and be a killer, or when your son grow up and be a rapist, or your son grow up and just be extra aggressive for nothing against women, you know, he got a hand problem with women. You wonder why? You wonder why? Huh? You think it's cool for your kids to see different niggas walking in and out your fucking bedroom? That's what you think? Because mommy need a life too? You think that's cool? You think that's cute? Huh? You know what the fuck you creating? You creating a little drill rapper. That's what you creating. Or you're creating a little fruit boy. That's what you creating. You creating a little saucy Santana. An aggressive bottom. This is what y'all creating. Because mommy got to be happy too. See that? The welfare and fatherlessness. Who really provide the welfare in the household? Who really provides the welfare? Huh? And as I said in the beginning of the show, if you saying that there are no good men, it's because you never had one. Point blank, period. Point blank, period. Let me get over here to the chat room and read some of y'all comments. Y'all hit the like button, man. OG Sonny Blanco says, Bill, almighty Bill. Salute. Right, a little demon. What's up, B Mays? Raven says, these children didn't ask to be here. They most certainly didn't ask to be brought into a bunch of dysfunctional and chaotic environments due to the choices of their egg and sperm donors. Exactly. 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 What's good, Shakur? Salute. But we talking about the welfare of our children and who really ensures the welfare of the household in general. It's the man. And if you never had a man that did that, that's your problem. Ain't no man supposed to come ready-made for you. Stop watching Beauty and the fucking Beast. Stop watching the Disney Channel. Ain't no man gonna be fashioned and built just for you, and then he gonna ship his ass in a box and say, hey, I'm your husband. Grow up. Grow up. You're gonna have to build with your husband. You're gonna have to communicate. It takes work. Work. You heard that? Some a word that a lot of you women ain't used to nowadays. Work. I'm not talking about working your jaws. No. I'm not talking about you going and working for someone. You got to work with your man. It's called work. It's not called, I'm going to sit on my ass and whine and make sure you got it. No. See, because this is why these marriages aren't working. This is why nobody's getting married, because nobody want to work. You don't want to work. You got to work for that man. That man got to work for you. See? Because together we work for the kids. Wake the fuck up. It's not about you. It's not about you. It's not. It's about them. Understand that. Grow up. Okay? You're too old to fucking play Ring Around a Rosie. Pocket full of posy. Grow up. Only children and adolescents constantly renege on shit that's good for them. That constantly rebels on shit that's good for them. Children do that. That is the mindset of a child. To constantly go against themselves. And then you wonder why you're losing. You wonder why. You wonder why you're 50 years old with a closet full of 12 and 13-inch dildos. You sticking whole sub rolls up in your ass. That's how miserable you are. You might as well go to Subway and ask them, do they got some old bread from last night that sat out, and wait till it got hard and shove it up in your ass? Because you're miserable. This is what y'all are doing. Because all your life, you fought against what was good for you. Because even that nigga who you talk shit about, he was the best nigga for you. And you know he was. That's why you're at home. That's why you're at home shoving them breadsticks up your ass. That's why. Because you wish it was him. You're sitting there pulverizing yourself thinking about that nigga that you let go. You know that nigga you could cuddle up under? And start purring like a little kitten? Yeah, that nigga. Yeah, you let him go. This is why the household is in disarray. That's why everything fucked up. Yeah. Yeah, because guess what? You don't even have any welfare. Now you left to figure this new nigga out. See that? You keep fighting against yourself. And if you a mother who's fighting against herself, by default, you're fighting against your fucking children. You don't get it? You don't get it? By default, you're against your children. What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, no. I get what I want. I do what I want. You're just a munch. I get what I want. I do what I want. And then and then your children gonna grow up and say, "Ma, I do what I want. I say what I want. I get what I want." And then you know what you're gonna say? No, you gotta respect me because I'm your mother. And you know what they're gonna say? Well, you ain't never respect me. You ain't never give a fuck how I felt because you ain't never asked, Ma. You ain't never asked me how I felt since my dad ain't been here. You never asked me. You just asked me about how I felt about this new dusty junkie. You just asked me about him. How I feel about your new boyfriend. How about you ask me where's my dad? Can I go be with my dad? See, you ain't sitting down having them conversations because you get what you want. You do what you want. And then who suffers? Because you want to do what you want and get what you want. Little ass kid. That's why all y'all grown ass women is singing that childish song. Do you know how old Ice Spice is? She's a little girl. I get what I want. I did what I want. Grown ass 50-year-old women listening to a teenager be a kid. And they running around repeating this. And then you wonder why our children are where they are. Impoverished. Mentally, spiritually. But they got them a fresh pair of J's though. Academically not sound. I get what I want. I do what I want. You can't be that smart and make a song like that. You can't be that smart and make a kindergarten song like that. And she probably didn't write it. You got grown women singing this shit. Because this is their mentality. I get what I want. I do what I want. Who's going to tell me anything? Then when your child grow up and be grown, they be looking at you like, what's wrong with you, Mom? You fucking immature. Then you wondering why that happens. Because remember, you did what you want. You got what you want. And neglected your children. So now, when you get old, they're going to neglect you. You see? Because guess what? Guess what attitude they have? I get what I want. I do what I want. This is why most of y'all end up in nursing homes. I get what I want. I do what I want. They're going to put your ass right in a nursing home. Let somebody else talk to you every day while you're dying. Because you didn't give a fuck, Ma. So let somebody else talk to you. Let somebody else make sure you okay. Because guess what? I do what I want. I live how I want. Then nobody cares about your welfare. Yeah. How they just let me go in a nursing home? Easy. Remember, you do what you want. And so did they. Because that's what you taught them. They learned from you. They didn't learn from a man. See, because you know what a man would have taught them? A man would have taught them, hey, regardless to that, that's your fucking mother. And you better be there for her. See, if a man was around, that's the goddamn law. Okay, you feel the way you feel, go and tell her that. But guess what? She your mama. She your mother. So she's human. She's going to fuck up. She's going to make mistakes. But you don't abandon your mother because of that. She's your mother. She's not your woman. You can't do what I do. She's my woman. That's your mother. I can leave her because she's my woman. It's a different connection. That's your mama, nigga. What you talking about? What you talking about? And if your mama's sick, I'ma still be there for your mama, even if we ain't together. You know why? Because I'm a man. And see, men leave women. They don't abandon them. A man will leave you. He won't abandon you. See, it's a difference. So even though y'all may not be together no more, if you on your deathbed and y'all got children together, he gonna be there because he know them children need him there with y'all. See that? That's called welfare. That's called welfare too. You know that part that you don't get from social services. You know that invisible man that you think you got in your house? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's called welfare. So this is why dad should be at home. This is why. Dad's presence is supposed to be well known in the house, even if y'all ain't together no more. He's still dad. I ain't changed nothing. But of course, you get what you want. And this is what happens. The household ends up in poverty, financially and spiritually. So shout out to everybody in the building. This is just episode 1. We will be back tomorrow with episode 2. Yeah. Because tomorrow we're going to go into the lack of character development of the children when dad's not around, and how the fatherless household, right, contributes to the golden boy syndrome. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. Oh, we are. Oh, we are. But before we go, I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to give y'all some stats. This is from blackdemographics.com. Oh, yeah. Because you know, they love to say, oh, DS1, he just gets up there and he's just talking. He's just talking. This is from blackdemographics.com. Black families in poverty from 2005 to 2018. From Bush to Obama to Trump. Right? Let's scroll down. Here's the poverty rates. Black poverty rates. Y'all see it on the screen? Percent of families in poverty, 18.5%. Compared to 9.3% of all others in the U.S. Black families with children under 18, 26.7%. Compared to the 15% of all others in the U.S. Married couple families, 6.7%. So we know that it's a fact that getting married definitely closes the poverty issue. With children under 18, 8.7, this is for married people. Now, let's look at this. A female with no spouse, 30.6%. Okay? I do what I want. I get what I want. You can't check me, Papu. Right, and you poor. And you're poor. Papu, who's gonna check me? Uh-huh. Yeah. 30.6% with no spouse. This is why you're poor. They're telling you why. Because you do what you want. And you want to get what you want. This is why. Let's scroll down some more. History of poverty in Black American families. The U.S. Census Bureau records historically poverty data among American families using its current population survey and annual social and economic supplements below. Here's the chart. But in 1967, about 1/3, 33.9% of all Black families lived below the poverty level compared to only 11% of all families in America. By 1990, the disparity gap between the two remained virtually the same, despite a slight decrease in the overall poverty rate for both population groups. During the decade of the 1990s, while the nation was experiencing an economic boom, the poverty rate of Black families dropped from 29% in 1990 to 19% in 2000, virtually cutting the disparity in half. The economic downturn in the decades from 2000 to 2010 caused the increase of Black family poverty of the Black family poverty rate to 24%. Since 2010, the Black family poverty rate began to decrease slightly, reaching 23% in 2014. However, the disparity have remained relatively unchanged since 2000. Now, let's scroll down. Look at what they're saying here. Black families living at or below poverty level. Female households, no husband, 1,401,342, 74%. 74%. Okay? Because you do what you want, I get what I want. Okay? A man, a dad, is just dick and debit. So by this is why 74%, this is why we're fucked up. Because you do what you want. You want to get what you want. You want to do what you want. You see? Living at or below the poverty level. 74% of female-ran households. Now, why is there only 10% of Black men who have poverty households, who have poor households? Why is it only 10% when a Black man, a single Black man, is running the house? Why is it 74% when a woman runs the house and there's no man, compared to it being 10% when a man runs the house and there's no woman? So when a single father runs the house, it's more productive. It's less poverty. It's less trauma. But when a single mom runs the house, it's chaos. You see? See this? This is why dad should be at home. That's why dad should be at home. Living above the poverty level. A married You see? 53%. Y'all see it? A married couple family. 53% lives above the poverty level. 53% lives above the poverty level. You see? Female householder, no husband, 37%. So not even half of y'all, with all the jobs and all of the education and all of that, not even half of y'all are still living above the poverty line. With all the hard work and all the shit that y'all doing. And I salute the single mothers who are on their shit. I will never salute a lazy woman. Never. But if you're a single mother and you on your shit, I salute you. But no matter what you do, baby girl, it's not going to be a lot of y'all that's going to escape poverty. Especially if you black. It's just the facts. It's only 37% of y'all. But look at us. Only 10% of us live above the poverty level with no wife. See that? So what is this telling us? That we need to get our shit together for what? For the sake of our what? Our children. For the sake of our children. So shout out to everybody. I appreciate y'all for tuning into today's show. The link to this article will be down in the description box. Shout out to everybody in the building. We will be back tomorrow with episode 2. I appreciate y'all for tuning into today's show. If you enjoyed today's show, Cash App $SheepStaySleepTV is where you can go. Cash App $SheepStaySleepTV is where y'all can go. If y'all enjoy the content on this channel, become a member. Don't hesitate to join. Shout out to all you visionaries, man. Shout out to all of y'all for coming through to today's show. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all share today's show. Also, ladies, y'all know how us fellas like it. Keep it juicy, man. Keep it juicy. Get you some alpha juices. Click the link in the pinned comment section. Use the promo code DS1Ross at your checkout. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. DS1Ross, Sheep Stay Sleep TV. And remember, we are our own agency. We are our own agency. We'll catch y'all tomorrow. Peace.